It says in Deuteronomy 17, verse 17, the king must not take many wives for himself, because they will turn his heart away from the Lord. Now, these are some instructions for when Israel started to have kings. This was before they had kings. And one of the instructions that we just read is, hey, kings, don't have many wives because they will cause you to turn away from worshiping God. And we see a little bit further down that the kings were supposed to write these instructions down, and then every day of their reign, they were supposed to read these instructions so they could remind themselves of what they were not to do. Now let's fast forward to King Solomon, who is the third king of Israel, and it says this about him in 1 Kings 11, verse 3. He had 700 wives and 300 concubines. And in fact, they did turn his heart away from the Lord. So Solomon, who is supposed to be reading these instructions on what not to do on a daily basis, he goes and disobeys them, these instructions from God, and he has 1,000 women in his life. Because of this, these 1,000 women, a lot of them were not Israelites. They cause him to start worshiping their own gods, and he begins to introduce idol worship into the kingdom of Israel. Because of this, he causes hardship on his life. His son, who is the next one to reign, actually has the kingdom, part of the kingdom, torn away from him because his father, Solomon, introduced this idol worship. God doesn't give us commands to make our life hard or to tie us down. He gives us commands so that we don't bring hardship on our own life. Think of it like an iron that is used to take out the wrinkles in clothes. A parent will tell their kid, hey, don't touch a hot iron, so that they don't get burned, because a parent knows that if they touch a hot iron, they're going to feel pain. But if a child still decides to disobey their parent and touch a hot iron, the consequence is hardship on their life by their fingers being burned. In the same way, God is telling us not to do these things so that we don't bring hardship on our own life. He knows what the consequence will be when we disobey his commands. And so he's like, hey, here's this boundary. Don't do this thing over here. Don't be disobedient, and you won't bring more hardship on you. And so it's like God telling us, hey, don't touch that hot iron. But if we disobey him, it's like touching that hot iron and we face a consequence from it. It's God wanting to protect us by these commands that he gives us. And how do you learn these commands so that you don't cause more hardship to enter your life? First, you learn what they are by reading the Word of God, and then through his Spirit, you obey them. So make sure you're getting into the Word of God.